Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I'm Andy Signor. We are live, and this is the main topic today. I hesitated even talking about it because it's none of my damn business, and whether it's true or not, that's not really the issue of what I'd like to talk about, although I know a lot of you are going to want to talk about the specifics of what this guy's about to tell you. But this guy, is this credible? Is this real? Why is this guy doing this? This doesn't seem like a friend to me. In order to break it all down, I got three of my good friends here. I'm excited to have them all here. Look who's the whole panel. It's Kim, Lewis, a Nerd Report, and Steph, the Alter Nerd. Thank you all for being here. We're going to hear all their thoughts. We're going to get through this, but I thought let's just get straight to it, guys, shall we? Now, look, there have always been rumors about Will and where he swings. I don't care what he does in his personal life. I just don't care at all. None of our damn business. But this assistant is going to drop some stuff about that, which I find a little classless, but he's also going to get into more about Jada, Will, and all of it, and he's just dropping bombshells after bombshells, it seems, in a promo that we're about to watch for a longer interview, I guess, that's premiering on this wine talk show with Tasha K. Unwind with Tasha K. She dropped this big trailer, and he's about to tell all. Now, before you go, well, who is this guy? He is Will Smith's, allegedly, his ex-assistant, and does seem to have some stuff to back it up. In fact, he was mentioned in the book, Will. And Steph did pull this. African Experience Cultivation, Entire Journey, My Boys, Bilaal. So he's part of the boys. And so here was the picture of Bilaal in there with the boys. So not only was he mentioned, but he got a photo drop. So that does seem to put him a little bit more credible that Will would call him my boy. So take that as you will. But let's get to the interview in itself. I am going to start and stop. Be prepared. I didn't bleep it in time, but there's some stuff. I hope we get through the overlords. But here we go. Here's what this guy, Brother Bilaal, is it Bilaal, Steph?
I think it's Brother Bilaal.
Brother Bilaal, former assistant and entrepreneur, and former assistant to Will Smith, speaks on the wine cellar, and here's what he's going to say.
You looked at my Instagram, you see the hundreds of celebrities that I've done business with, done things with. And during the latter years of our relationship, Will was not my friend. I was his friend. I was around before they had Trey. Jada was the woman that everybody...
Okay, I got to stop it right there because I'm already seeing red flags.
You looked at
usually
my
when I
Instagram.
see a person in their Instagram is only them with celebrities, that person's usually full of shit. Because the person who really has access to these celebrities doesn't post it because they don't want to seem like they're leeching off their friends and capitalizing it for others. That's just my experience. Of course, sometimes we do it. Sometimes it's there here and there. But if a dude's full Instagram is just him posing with celebrities, well, he's just, I think it's showing off in a way. Unless you're an interviewer who's interviewing said celebs and it's part of the job, right? Why are you calling us all out? It's strange. That also, he's like, I wasn't Will Smith's friend. What a mean. So I'm already a little bit off the hook on this.
Celebrities that I've done business with, done things with. And during the latter years of our relationship, Will was not my friend. I was his friend. I was around before they had Trey. Jada was the woman that everybody wanted.
Jada was the woman maybe, I guess, back then.
And Will needed that validation to have that type of woman.
You saw her say that Will Smith had a small dick?
Oh, I am saying to you, if a woman is used to something the size of a baby leg and you come in with a pinky toe, there's nothing you can do to please her. You can buy her 80 cars, you can get her 80 private jets. If she's itching for that baby leg, she want that baby leg.
Lewis, what do you think of that one?
This guy, I don't like this guy. He's disgusting, man.
No.
Betraying someone's trust like that. And look, man, I think you need to play the rest of it before I could give you my entire reaction.
But is it true when they want the baby leg? Do they want the pinky toe?
I mean, does this guy look like he's had experience with women? No.
Well said.
As a very tiny guy, I must defend Will.
Yeah, me too.
You can beat a person so much that they fall into submission.
And who needs enemies when they got friends like you?
Oh, I could tell you.
Exactly.
I mean, but that to me, that's a knock on this guy. Exactly. But then he's like, oh yeah.
What goes on the inside. Everybody else is just speculation.
Damn. Somebody told me I made my pictures in the book.
You know, your picture's in the book and your name is in the book. So you like you doing some real elegant pimp. I'm blowing you up.
I love that.
I'm blowing you up.
You love it, so you can exploit it later, I guess.
This is what Jada makes the new people do. And I ain't gonna say new, they probably been there after myself, right? They will make you check into a rehab. And they'll pay for the rehab. Even though you're not on drugs, they're gonna pay for the rehab. And you have to go if you want to work with them. And then I've saw sexual acts that I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Dwayne Martin.
Her reaction there. Him and Dwayne Martin, she's related, married to Tasha Campbell.
Okay.
Hollywood is the hurry up and weight gain. So 3 minutes later, after them telling me, hey, you got eyes on Will, we need him to come watch this. So I'm running all over the studio. He's not in his dressing room. I go to the cafeteria. I'm like, but I see his car there. I'm like, where's this guy at? So now I'm holding Dwayne down too. So I have the keys to his dressing room. So I'm like, yo, and they're calling I'm on walkie-talkie and they calling my cell phone. Yo, we need to get Will here. And I'm like, yo, kind of fuck down. Like, I'm trying to find this. Like, this is unlike him, right? So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal sex.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing him. Murder. It was murder in there.
Okay. What did you do?
Even when I was with the deer and headlights, and I finally said, oh shit. You looked at my Instagram.
Oh man. All right. I don't want to play that last part again, but the whole thing's just gross and weird. And like, can you imagine? Let's humor it for a second. Okay. Again, I don't care if it's true or not, but let's humor it for a second. You do that, you walk in, and then you're just going to drop it on some stupid YouTube show like this. Like, that's classless, man. And I can't imagine any celeb's going to want to pose with you again for your business after you're dropping stuff like this. It's just too much for me. And yeah, as I interrupted in the beginning, I just feel like this guy's a little full of crap. He's clearly out of the circle. And I've seen this happen in my own life. When they get out of your circle and they get disgruntled, they will say anything for more attention or to right their own wrongs or get their own justice or whatever nonsense they need. And it's just sad because why would you betray not only a trust if it's true, but if it's not true, even more, I think you're both effed up. There's no win here. True or false, this dude sucks, in my opinion. Let's go around the bet. Steph, I want to go to you first since you were looking up Brother Bilaal and some of this more. What is your gauge on just a credibility check on things you're seeing out there? Does this guy seem credible to you?
I have no idea. The reason being is because there's so little about him on the internet. I really had to like scour around to find any mention of this Brother Bilaal. There's only a couple of things out there. So honestly, I don't know. The one thing that kind of gets my back up a little bit about all of this, though, is he has allegedly, who knows at this point, trying to release a book called Will Smith Demonic Circle, where in this book, it's supposed to unleash all the secrets, all the dirty laundry when it comes to Will Smith, and even to a certain extent, Jada. And he's saying things like, there's a QR code inside and you can, go on your phone and click on the QR code and it's going to show you all the receipts, this, that, and the other. Okay. There's only 2 mentions of this Demonic Circle book. Okay. First one is on an Instagram that I was able to find, Tea in the Shade. The second one is another interview that I was actually able to find, and I watched it all. He did an interview on, I think, called Comedy Hype News or something like that. That's on YouTube. and he's talking about his book there, but it's not on any website that you can buy. It's not on Amazon. It's not anywhere. And he's trying to argue that this is how ridiculous it is. Firstly, the title of the book's ridiculous, Will Smith Demonic Circle. And secondly, another ridiculous claim he's making is that Jada's book, Worthy, he says was supposed to come out in 2024. That instead she pushed it early to release now to try and drown out his book and what he was trying to do. That to me is fantastical. That to me makes no sense. The book is fantastical in terms of the title. It doesn't make me take him seriously saying Will Smith Demonic Circle. I don't take that seriously. What the hell, Demonic Circle? What? Demons? What the hell? And then secondly, trying to say that Jada pushed the book up to 2023 so that it could drown out his own book. Well, A, you can't buy his book anywhere. B, there's only 2 mentions of his book on the internet that I can find so far. And C, actually it makes sense for Jada to try and release a book now because all the celebrity memoirs are pretty much released around about this time for the run up to Christmas. It would make
this
no
is when you
sense
release
to try and release it after in 2024.
100%. You release celebrity memoirs in the fall for Christmas holiday season,
Yeah.
book buying hundreds. I mean, the title's clever because he's trying to get into the Illuminati and people who would believe that, but he's probably also trying to adjust on the inner demons. And that's, I guess, the big story that a lot of people are reacting to is like, oh, Will Smith's gay. I don't care if he is or not. I've heard that rumor before. It's not really into my business to speculate or to get into that because I don't know why it matters. To some people it may because he sells himself one way and why is he lying about it? I mean, again, not really our place to ask those questions or wonder why because it's his life, not ours. And I don't care what he does. But that's what this guy seems to allude. And then I guess you found another interview, which we may delve into later. Stay tuned, guys. But in that sort of delving into the fact that Jada's got way more on him and on Will and levels into the stuff against Jada, which would be easy for all of us to be like, yeah, pile on Jada. And that's probably more believable. But all this other stuff, I don't know. I mean, I want to go around the bend, the full panel too, because it's like, could some of this be true? Maybe. But does that mean it should be out there? No. I mean, what is the point of this guy? What's he really exposing here aside from the fact that this guy can't be trusted and he's a scumbag? Like, to me, there's just no justification for leaking all this private stuff. It's not like it's a murder he's, uncovering. He's trying to call it one, but that's not what he's doing. And the reality is like, so what? Whether it's true or not, who cares? I want to go back around. Kim, we'll go to you first. I mean, do you disagree here? Do you think there's anything worthy of this guy revealing in this?
No, I bluntly feel like if adults are doing stuff consensually, it's between them. It's none of my business. And I really feel like outing someone is never okay. It's a horrible thing to do to someone. It's traumatic. It is damaging. It is dangerous in some cases. And I don't consider anyone who would do that to somebody else a friend of theirs, because obviously they do not have good intentions toward the person. And writing a whole book about him, he seems like obsessed, like disturbingly obsessed. This is huge, like demented, you'll always be a fan energy, like get away from me, you crazy person. And the other thing I would say is, isn't Tasha K the YouTuber that got sued by Cardi B for defamation?
Yes.
So consider the source, okay? Like it sounds like it's just someone who is desperately trying to cling on to, I knew Will Smith and that's why you should know me, and I have all these celebrities all over my Instagram. He's not really portraying himself in a very credible light. And I also just feel like the whole concept of doing this to someone is just disgusting. To me, it doesn't matter either way. I think Will is a brilliant actor. I don't think he's a bad person. Even after, Slapgate, I think he's done a lot of great things. And I just honestly feel so bad that if there is any element of truth to this, that this is how people are finding out, because it's just not fair to him.
Well said. Lewis, what are your thoughts?
Jada opened this Pandora's box on Will Smith originally. That's why all the disrespect is coming. And it's ridiculous. This Tasha K idiot is anything this person says, She's buying it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Will got probed by aliens. Oh my God. Look at the way she's overacting, man. How did this person even get views on YouTube? She's also agreeing with homophobic suggestions. So you're telling me, I'm speaking in general, not to anyone in particular. You're telling me you were friends with Will Smith, but he wasn't a friend of yours. I saw that. I heard that dig, right?
Yeah.
And then he did you wrong. Maybe didn't give you enough money, didn't give you enough promotion, whatever it is. I don't know. You have a disagreement, but the guy opened his door to you. He opened the door of his house to you. He trusted you. And
put him in the book. Put him in the damn book.
And the first thing you do is slam Will Smith for alleged being homosexual. That's he's homophobe. That's the first insult you do. Guess what? No one cares. I don't care that Will Smith, if he is or not. Okay? No one does. You're actually making him a hero. But this person is homophobic. These are homophobic slurs because you think it's an insult. Like Kim said, they are adults. Let them be. Okay? F this idiot. And also, shame on Jada for opening this year of slandering Will Smith. And also, a little bit, shame on Will Smith. Grow a backbone. Start defending yourself, bro. Okay, there's only so much I could do here on Popcorn Planet with this mic defending you. Start pushing back a little bit, please.
I mean, but it's weird. Should he have to like say anything? Just like that's what's so annoying when you have a bunch of cockroaches out there trying to get your attention. You don't want to give them what they want. You know what I mean? Like I think he's trying his best to just live his life and not.
Cockroach is his wife, Andy. That's not.
Sure, he's married to one, and that's a whole different approach where it's like. He shouldn't have that at home, and I feel like he just doesn't realize that. There's no way to justify the amount of oversharing. People can disagree or whatever they want about Jada. She overshares way too much about their private relationship. And as someone that famous, he needs some privacy and he needs something to know that it's his and theirs that's not out in the world. And for her to constantly putting it out there, it's incredibly unhealthy. And I don't understand why he keeps allowing it and keeps justifying it and everything else. It's absurd. And it's weird because if this guy was just out here shitting on Jada, we probably all would have eaten it up and bought it because just she is. We don't, but it is weird. I agree with you. Well said. Like the way he's sort of outing Will and like saying it like it's so bad. Like what? Wow, exactly. Like, is that a bad thing? Okay. Like, did anyone not know? Like, what is it because he's cheating? Like, what? Who cares? Why are you? Someone trusted you with the key to their room and their privacy and their vulnerability and everything. You opened it because someone told you to, and then you are just going to tell the world what you saw when it's no one's fucking business and you weren't supposed to be there because it was locked. And then you're going to tell everybody? Like, that's shady. And I do wish that this woman, if she wants to be a credible interviewer, would push a little bit of that. Well, why are you telling me all this? Is a fair question to ask him. And I would have definitely asked him, and I would love to ask him, come on the show, because I'll push back. And what is this for? Why would anyone want to be friends with you if you're just going to go on podcasts and reveal their deep secrets that they trusted you with or whatever? I don't know. Does anybody know the answer? Doesn't seem like this guy's going to be able to keep this Rolodex of all these famous people that he uses for his business if he's outing them. No.
Well, in the other interview that I was able to find, he does mention that he is getting out of the entertainment business now, moving to Saudi Arabia whilst he's still on top. So I think he understands that by doing this, that's it. He's done himself over, so he's gonna leave and move to Saudi Arabia, this, that, and the other. You see, I don't care who Will Smith gets jiggy with, but it's none of our business. Female, male, whatever. However, the really interesting part of all this ain't that this brother Bilaal has seemingly somehow allegedly, let's say, outed Will Smith. It's more the details of it with who. So this dude called Dwayne Martin is shady as hell. Extremely shady. Now, looking at Jada's book, Jada does not mention Bilaal at all. But she mentions Dwayne Martin a lot. Dwayne Martin was someone that actually got Will and her together Will explains it in his book, and Jada explains it in her book. It was Dwayne Martin that got them together. She was at a low point. Will Smith was getting divorced from his first wife, and Dwayne Martin played matchmaker. When she fell pregnant, first thing that Will did, phone Dwayne Martin. And then there's this whole situation, which we'll get into it or not, up to you, Andy, because it's quite detailed. But the gist of it is this. Dwayne Martin was at risk of losing his home or something along those lines. Gets a loan of $1.5 million approximately from Will Smith in order to stave off foreclosure. And then there's this whole kit and caboodle of Dwayne and his wife getting divorced and a little bit of bankruptcy fraud or whatever, I don't know, going into it. But in the end, Dwayne Martin's able to pay Will Smith back. First thing in my head is, why would you lend a friend that much amount of money? Speculating here, could it be to keep him quiet? To appease him for certain things?
Now, I can't lie, a $1.4 million loan to a friend is even to someone rich, that's a noticeable amount of money. So
right.
That is interesting.
Okay. The next interesting part about all of this in my research is that Jada is also friends with Dwayne Martin as well, and explains in her book how she originally met him through her early part of the career, this, that, and the other, right? That she and Dwayne are still on good terms. It was only a couple of years ago that Dwayne signed a deal with Jada's production company to set up dramas. And it's like, what? You've got all these rumors going around from 2012 that I was able to find that he and Will Smith were allegedly getting jiggy.
Oh, so this is Bilal's saying this, but you're saying there was, when you scrubbed around, this gossip has been out there between the two of them.
Correct. It's in the document I sent you.
So that also could be easy why Bilaal picked this guy, because, well, it's out there already.
Correct. But you've got these rumors between Will Smith and Dwayne Martin since 2012, right? Will mentions Dwayne in his autobiography that I showed you, which he released, 2018, 2019, something like that. Jada mentions him multiple times. I didn't show you all the times. I edited it. But mentions him multiple times. And at one point in the thank you section, actually thanks Dwayne. Which you get at the bottom.
Dwayne, thank you for your constant belief in me.
Right. To me,
so there's a lot here to unpack. So, I mean, look, but at the end of the day, you're right. It's not just the outing of Will, it's also Dwayne.
Correct. Mm-hmm. And the other thing as well is, when I mentioned earlier on Will Smith's side, did Will Smith loan him that amount of money to keep him sweet, to keep him, quote, quiet? Yeah. Is Jada continuing to support him and his career by signing deals with him under her production company to keep him quiet as well? Because Jada and Will Smith are all about image. And if it came out that Will Smith is bi, whatever, I don't care. But they may think that then Will Smith's whole career is destroyed. And if Will Smith's career is destroyed, then Jada's destroyed. Because she leeches off of Will Smith for her credibility. And if his credibility is shot, hers is shot. It's too symbiotic. Once he's down, she's down. So is she appeasing Dwayne Martin as well by signing him to her production company to keep him quiet? So that Will survives and therefore she continues to survive.
These are all speculations. I put the warning on. Who knows? It is what it is, but it's interesting research. Curious what you guys think. I mean, they could also just be friends who do it or don't. I mean, there's a lot of potential here. Either way, it sounds like we all are in agreement. This guy's not a friend.
No.
This guy's not a friend.
No.
And probably warning to all, not a friend you probably want to have on your Rolodex, because If he'll turn on Will, I imagine he'll turn on anybody. And that's just not a good quality to have when you turn on somebody releasing secrets. When you have a professional, I mean, again, why would you do this? There's just, I don't get it. Unless there's a crime or something, it never feels right to air someone else's dirty laundry, especially if it's going to affect other people in his family or others. It's just shady. It's not a good look. And yeah, I don't like this brother Bilaal guy who clearly Will helped a lot. Now, was Will hooking him up to keep him, like you said, was that all to keep him quiet? Who knows? What do you guys think? We're going to put a poll. We're going to talk a bit more about it. We're not done on the live, but I'm clipping it here for the sake of the replay. If you want to watch the full discussion along with all the other news we're going to get to, make sure to hit that join button if you haven't already. Become a Popcorn Planeteer. Let's see some Planeteers in the chat. Please join up. Send support if you can. Also, make sure to support all my friends here. We got Steph the Alter Nerd. We also got It's Kim and Lewis over at Nerd Report. We're going to hear more from all of them right now on the live. Click the join, click the subscribe, and thank you for watching on the replay.